There you go. Yeah, it's cracking. It's cracking. It's cracking. 16 seconds in. Peace to the family. Let everybody walk in the room. Y'all see him come through. Y'all see him come through, man. It's another good. What is this? A Wednesday? What is this? A hump day, y'all?
Yeah.
Y'all better tell me something good,
Yep.
man. But y'all,
I said, let me come off mute. Well, hello.
ah, I'm talking to damn private, man. What's going on to the benchmark world, man? We all over the place tonight. I think we streaming from everybody's page, everybody's Instagrams, everybody YouTube, man, just to come address their family, answer some questions in the public.
Mm-hmm.
Getting our benchmark on.
What's goody?
What's up with the team, man? Everybody introduce yourselves. Tell us how you feel, man. Your boy Spin City definitely is on the scene. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Yes, 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 yes. It's your girl, Lady Key, on the scene as well.
I am your girl D Simone, one of the baby girls. How y'all doing tonight?
And I am your girl, the Jada J. Peace and love, people.
Peace to all of my beautiful people. I am Honeybee the bookkeeper.
Oh, y'all probably can't hear me, but it's me, Leon.
It's me, Leon, man. My boy, man. So yeah, man, what's going on, man? Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. It's another benchmark event. You know, we like to conversate late, put some ideas on your mind before you lay it down, because y'all better sleep, but you better wake up at the same time. You know how it is. When we get down to benchmark, man, it's actually, and we make that joke, but it's far too many people that are asleep. Asleep at the wheel when you're driving through life. We got to kind of picture that, think about that a little bit when, every step that we take, every move that we make, every decision, right? A lot of people are not thinking clearly or critically. There's a lot of shit going left in the world. The world tends to go left a lot, like not left leaning, but, shit goes off the rails.
Yeah.
And most of the time, there's no family, no committee, no community around a lot of folks to, get on the right side of the tracks. So here we are, the benchmark to, hopefully give some tangible advice towards getting on the right track when it comes to everything mental health, health and wellness. Well, I'm pointing where I see my teammates. I got Jada J, mental health here. I got Lady Key over here, physical health, everything, nutrition, herbalism. You got Leon, are you thinking about your law? Are you thinking about your rights when things are going left? You got money and business. You got Honeybee, the bookkeeper, keeping you right on track. I D Simone, our favorite thing is to walk in the private, but here we are in the public giving a good speech. So I'm gonna kick it off. Not with AI or anything, but I do want to address with Lady Key something that we've seen. Basically, now on organic food, they're allowed to put like a film on there. I forgot the name at the moment; it just slips my mind. But basically, apples, bananas, oranges, in order to preserve organic fruits, y'all, they're going to start to spray it down. So there's basically again like plastic film, rubber, basically on top of these fruits. So I want to talk to Lady Key about, even how can we grow our own fruits in times like this, or do we just accept the plastic food?
So, I'm gonna say this, right? Y'all have your choice, right? You can bow down to it and go in there and buy your apple, right? Or you could get in with a group of like-minded people who are already growing. A lot of us have them in our families. We just don't talk to them. Your aunt has been growing collard greens her entire life, right? And you wouldn't know that because you don't have conversations with your aunt, right?
Mm.
So now is the time to say, we're not asking you to go out and become a gardener,
Mm.
right? We're telling you to take the proper steps to say, hey, if it comes down to it and I have to eat plastic off of my fruit or off of my vegetables, then I'm going to make a logic decision to say I'm going to go over this way and take what I already know has been embedded in my family and try to learn what's there first. And then I'm going to take what they give me and I'm going to work with it and I'm going to go join the benchmark and learn from the collective who already know how to do these things, right?
Right.
So, my suggestion would be, which hard do you want to take? Now, is it going to be easy for you? Probably not, going to your auntie because she's probably the hardest one to talk to. But now is the time for you to put your ego to the side, right? And it's time for you to say, because I want to accomplish and sustain my lifestyle that I live in health in a healthy way, I'm going to go have that uncomfortable conversation. Right now, we need to build on the foundation of what we once were. When it first started, we grew with our hands, and we need to go back to the original roots and figure it out from there.
Definitely. Wonderful answer. We're gonna keep going a little bit round table just so I can get my partners warmed up, get a little bit of energy in the room. Leon, with robo policing, with what are the drone policing going around, immediate, if this could kind of go, little Leon action, a little decent action, but with robo policing, a lot of camera policing that's happening, especially on the West Coast, bro. A lot of you speed past a stop sign, you get a ticket in the mail, bro, just because the camera seeing you in there all fucked up speeding through the stop sign. So robo policing, camera policing, drone policing, facial recognition, social media policing going on. So you know what that is, bro, when when the drone sends the picture back, the feds or whoever, city police, can bring up your social media and police you and be able to police you from a remote location. Right. So knowing with that, have you been able to see anything or learn anything new about law and how that's going to go?
I'm glad you asked, my brother. First and foremost, everything is being recorded, right? So I'm just going to give a prime example of what just happened in my city. There were two gentlemen, and they were downtown in the downtown area, and there was a drone that was flying above them. Now, this drone was called because of a citizen, right? So a citizen said they saw some suspicious activity. So the police sent the drone out first. Now, I just want to stop right there and just hint on the fact that if you have programs in your city where they're actually teaching about drones, you might want to get your kids into that, because it's a job that we don't see, literally. Like, we can't see it, and we sleeping on that for real. And that's how they catching a lot of people. They giving out tickets just like that. But in this particular situation, the drone came, saw the young man had a Glock with a switch on it. Now, the drone followed the people till they got into a car. Then the police, well, it was a particular task force, but the task force then pulled those people over. So we got to ask ourselves a few questions. First of all, how did they even pull them over? If they was looking for them 9 times out of 10, it was some kind of violation. We won't say it's bogus, but let's just assume that it was for the right. When they got to those people, how they get them out the car to even search the people to find the gun? 9 times out of 10 is because people don't know what their rights are. You walking around here, you playing this game, and you have no idea what the rules are. And it's very simple. And the more as we get into advancement, you're going to have things like robo law, which is basically already out there. You got lawyers that are already robo lawyers. You already going to have policing that's going to be done on a bigger scale, covering more ground by using technology. And this is just a very simple fact of what's going to happen. So whether or not you choose to see it doesn't matter. Again, these drones flying over us, which are used in almost every single game you could think of. I'm talking about sports related, anything you could think of, even presidential. When they come and visit your town, they got drones up there, y'all. So a lot of
Yeah.
us are just sleeping on the fact of that this technology is going to happen, and they're going to enforce this law even more by using this technology to surveil you and actually see what you're doing. I was just telling my partners earlier today that I went through a situation where my reels was being blocked, literally because of the information that I'm sharing. So you better believe that they watching. So be very careful about what you're doing, because they for sure are watching what you're doing. And a lot of this information they don't want you to know. And this is exactly why you need to be in the benchmark, so that you could actually be around people who could tell you this type of stuff and who have insight and who have real knowledge and actionable steps that you can take to protect your family and actually make sure that they are safe in this forthcoming future.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Good spiel, bro. I actually want to shift a little bit. I was going to go to Dejanay about walking in a private because how you spoke that into. But one thing I just want to get J a little excited real quick. So with the world going, left topsy-turvy, people don't know where they're going to eat. People don't know their rights when it comes to robotic law and lawyers, etc. The food got plastic on it. The money, you know what I'm saying? The Fed and money. We'll talk to Tanae in just a second about the Fed, money, AI, tech. J, how are we to handle ourselves mentally? What are some tangible tips you can give when it comes to the mental state of the modern day melanated person here in Northern America when it comes to tech, policing, robotics, AI, all the blah, blah that I can go through? How does one wake up in the morning with all the stress and the pressure of already being Black in America, handling everything else? What can you see? How do you feel?
First of all, just living behind enemy lines, you're already under a stressful situation, living in a country that is systematically racist and designed for us to crack and to break us. So number one thing is having a core belief in yourself. That self-love is absolutely necessary. Second of all, believe it or not, what you're eating and putting into your body definitely affects how you think, how you feel, how you move. Making sure your family connections are straight, especially in this time. You have to have your family unit to where everybody is connected, and when something pops off, there is a plan that's already in place. This involves safety. People need to feel safe, and people want to feel stable. And right now, the world just feels very unsure. You can also do things like deep breathing, journaling, making sure you align your core values and that your actions are in line with your core values. Also, too, don't, this might sound like some information people may not want to take, but I think it's very real. Don't be looking at the news all day, people. It is designed to keep you in fear. And one thing that happens inside of our bodies is they are constantly pumping fear into us. It's fear mongering. And this is how they control us through fear. So once you can control how you move, how you breathe, how you think, what you're eating, you'll be better able to control the outside forces and not really too much worry about that which you can't control.
Yeah, good quick spiel, J. So real quick, I am gonna go to fiat currency, cryptocurrency, decentralized finance. All right. Being a bookkeeper in the new world of technology, fiat, crypto, DeFi, Fed being in control with artificial intelligence, watching the numbers faster. And last time, I know we talk about this a lot, Snell, but what's a tangible tip tonight that people can take, wake up in the morning, as far as controlling their money? What are some budgeting tips maybe that people can start to use, knowing for a fact that their money's being watched more than ever? We'll talk about people's faces and movements and travel being watched more than ever. But for right now, Honeybee the bookkeeper, what's some tangible advice we can give the public here to think about when it comes to finances of the future? You're on mute. You're on mute.
My bad. Okay. Y'all can hear me now, right?
Yep.
So what I would say is, just like Spin was saying, how we're going to be watched, our finances are going to be watched very closely. I would say for you guys to watch your money even closer. Like, yes, they're looking, but you need to be looking too. So just as much as you're on social media and checking whoever's page and being in everybody's story, be in your business bank account app and check your finances. All right. Keep your eyes on your money. I will also say, like I've been saying for a really long time, to keep your business and your personal finances separate. All right, keep them separate. You want to protect your assets as much as possible when it comes to your business. Okay. And even having multiple businesses under one LLC, you want to pay attention to that too, because I know a lot of people do DBAs, and what that allows you to do is to have a different business under a different name, but the same LLC. So I'm gonna give an example real quick, just so I know for a fact that I'm making sense. But let's just say I wanted to start Honeybee's Barbecue, and I have Honeybee's Barbecue. I have the restaurant, I have a delivery van, and I own the land that the barbecue spot sits on. Right. And then I wanted to start Honeybee's Eyelash and Beauty. But instead of me getting a separate LLC for that, I just use a DBA and put everything under the same business. What happens if I have a client and I get eyelash glue in her eye, and now she can't see and blah blah blah, and she decides she wants to sue me? Now Honeybee's Eyelash and Beauty, and because they're all under the same LLC, then all of my assets are at risk. Okay, so keeping your things separate, making sure that you are protecting your business and legal documents, which is an LLC or S corp or whatever. And yeah, watch your money, y'all.
Watch your motherfucking bread. I'm gonna go to Jay with something, but D. Simone. So all that full circle, D. Simone, you're in a position to where, of course, robo policing, camera policing, drone policing. I mean, your money's getting watched. Your fucking DeFi, everything, they're watching every transaction. They're watching your face. They're watching your movement. And I know that I don't know anything, but it seems like they're moving Northern America more into a one world universal income system, as
Right.
robotics takes over the physical jobs and AI takes over the intellectual jobs. So tying in the importance of money real quick with D. Simone, when it comes to that law, protecting your business, protecting your legacy, protecting your assets, what do you see from your angle in your world? How do I now in this new world, quote unquote, walk in the private? Where is the private if everything got cameras and lights? Everything's a show. Everything's turned into the Truman Show. How do I walk in the private from here? What do you see?
Okay, great question. Love that. Y'all can hear me, y'all can see me. Cool. So where I would start, one is first and foremost taking ownership of your name, doing your UCC1. Even though, now at the point we know that, well, some people don't know. I'm going to educate you, right? When you were born, they treated you and created you as a corporation, right? So that is why you have your birth certificate and your social security number. So having all of this public information that is private information, you have to take ownership of that information by filing your UCC1 so that they know that how you are operating, because the next step would be to start putting a lot of these things into your trust. A lot of the money assets that you have, or the legal tender that you have, or even the notes that you have, you can start putting those in the trust. The property that you have, the land that you have, you want to start putting that in the trust or your estate protection. Start building how you want, basically your operation of your of your life to be ran, right? And so putting in certain documents into the Secretary of State, putting in certain documents to the general ambassadors, not ambassador, the general administrator offices. There's different offices that you have to put these UCC documents in so that they know when they look at that name, they already know how you coming, and they already know that you know the truth. They already know that you have the knowledge of how they're already supposed to be operating. But because we have been brainwashed, because we have been learned a certain way, and because we have been taught a certain way, we think that everything that they are doing, we don't have the right to say we do not consent. We don't have the right to say I do not agree to this, or I do not want to participate in that. We have our freedom. And what is it going to take for us to use it? For someone to tell you what to do it with, or when they're knocking at your door, telling you how to operate with your kids, telling them that they can no longer go to school, or telling them that they have to go to school, or all of these different things that are going on in the world. You have to tell them how to treat you. Little note there, they work for you. They work for us. We the people. They work for us. So it is time for us to, one, tell them that we do not consent to certain things, certain obligations, certain contracts, because that's all it is. They're building contracts on our names, and we have to tell them that we no longer consent to this contract. We have to separate our surety and straw man. We have to separate our living souls from the straw man. And so I would basically say to your question, Spin City, with all of the tech going on, with all of these different things, RoboCops and everything else, you want to start taking ownership of your name. What is on the black and white paper, and what is public notice? Because they can't deny it if it's public notice. They can't deny it if it's filed in the court system. They can't deny it if it's actually stamped in the Mississippi courtroom in regards to you claiming your status, you claiming your sovereign, you reclaiming your living soul. So I hope I answered that for you.
Yeah, I hope you answer that for the public as you walk into the public. Real quick, we're gonna go with Jada J for sure. Well, Jada J for sure. Lady Key D Simone, we're gonna tap in. Leon and Tanea, my bad, y'all. All right. I just woke now.
Y'all better sleep.
Up here, we are parents. And then, Jada J has she has a whole book about this type of thing. So y'all, what are we teaching, telling, showing our children that are literally going to live and grow in this next to come world? Because if we think we got these problems and trying to walk into private and trying to get my bank account right and trying to get my mental health, and I'm trying to figure out what to eat, I'm trying to figure out the law, all in all, all of us, what are we telling our children that we influence, nieces, nephews? What is the message that we are all telling the youth? Jada J, you start.
I think the number one message in this time is to be prepared and to be confident. And really, like with you, AI, it's necessary for them to have those type of skills, like what Leon was talking about, the drones. Drones, they're paying $50 an hour. Our children play these video games every day. They're already experts at some of these things already. So preparing our children for the future, preparing them mentally, preparing them spiritually and physically for the future, and also letting them know what their rights are, because more and more, we as Americans, our rights are being taken. So I think that number one, be an example to our children and just preparing them for what's coming by giving them the proper tools and skills to make it.
Definitely. I want to cut a little bit kind of deep here, Jada J, just to add some seasoning to your wisdom. With AI, robotics, there's something going around called the dead internet theory, which says that, 64 to 65% of the internet is like bots and AIs.
Wow.
Do you know what that's doing to children's mental space, especially when it comes to online bullying? Online bullying at a point now can just come from an AI bot page. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a very tough defense that wasn't in a world where we lived before. Like, I came up in the 90s, you know, they pick up, me, smack me in the back of the head, trip my feet. All right, I'm getting my stupid ass picked on. But, you know, cyberbullying came in where you can roast somebody in the chat room, and it's, you know, human to human engagement. We'll probably never meet up, but I'm going to talk some shit about you. Now,
Wow.
what is a child to do when they're running through TikTok, Instagram at the speed of a flying thumb,
Mm.
and run into a page and say, "Hey man, you know what? Fuck you, kid," and they instantly engage in the DM. The whole time it's an AI telling them the worst things they could ever hear, and the other side is an AI. It has no emotion. It's really not in the conversation. It's only built to antagonize children, antagonize teenagers, especially. And I knew that would cut a little bit deep because that's what your latest book is about, your latest talks about. So I definitely want to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Bullying, that's my area of bullying. I lost my son to a suicide due to bullying, and the cyberbullying definitely is off the chain. I think the only way that we as parents, our children have a lot more freedom than what we had, and you have to be your child's greatest influence. But it seems like the machines and the internet is the greatest influence. So keeping a tap on how long and how much they're bullying, keeping a wrap on some of the sites. Like you said, some of these entities are bots or other adults that are trapping our children. So that cyberbullying, that bullying at school, again, teaching your children how to be aware, how to avoid not getting into any interactions on the internet. There are internet rules that have to be taught to the children, and I think that that's something that we're lacking.
Internet etiquette. Beautiful. I'm going to shift to Lady Key. Okay. So here we are again. We're in this world. You know, the foods got die on it. We had conversation the other day about red 40, blue 52. You know, it sounds like starting off a goddamn football play with some of these quote unquote nutrients. What are we telling? What are we doing with the children of today when it comes to these mealworms are at an all-time high. Lab grown meat is at an all-time high. Um, you know, even organic foods are starting to be affected by dyes and et cetera, et cetera. What are the plays for the youth now? How do we get them away from the sugar that's, you know, it literally, this stuff can change your mind. You're literally losing neurons when you consume too much sugar. So a brand new growing and expanding brain, a curious brain, a brain that could be so enlightened, so intelligent, so curious, so creative, is being bogged down by the consistent sugar rush that's in their food, human fuel, and it's full of bullshit, and it's affecting their minds. What are we doing for the children nowadays, Key, to shift into eating clean, and what are messages we're sending about sugar, dyes, and blah, blah, blah?
Okay, so one thing I'm gonna say is this: when it come down to kids, right? Um, today's children, right? There is a disconnect right now between um our age bracket, right, and theirs. So their generation is more outspoken, right? They want to be heard, right? They want to try new things because they're risk takers, right? For us, it was you eat what we put on your plate. You don't get to enjoy sugar and all of those things because grandma was baking at home, right? So now that that dynamic has changed, what's happening is the children are disconnected from us. In order for us to get back in there with them, though, y'all, we have to take away our old habits and old way of thinking and say, let me see what it is that this child is trying to explore and give them other options. I know for me, right, with my boys, they're going to tell me, Mom, these kids are eating this and these kids are doing that. I have to break down to them the back of their ingredients to say, look, this is what it's going to do to you. This is how it's going to make your body react. And I am that parent that takes the risk to say, But if you want to try it and let me see what it does to you, because I know my kids eat so clean. I know it's going to rip them, right? So I allow them to make their choices, but I also teach them in making their choices. Now, moving in a space where we need to start fasting, a lot of us are eating too much. We think that little Johnny needs to have a snack every 5 minutes in
Mhm.
between 3 meals, and he has to have chicken nuggets before dinner is made because we don't want him in our face. So now he's over consuming. And now every day his body is looking for more and more fuel, because not only is the food not nutrient that is not filled with the nutrients necessary, it's empty. So now the kid is constantly looking for food. Now we got obesity, right? Now we got them being overweight, not wanting to go outside and play, not wanting to entertain and act how regular children do when they go outside and play hopscotch, play football a little bit. They're not doing that. They're in front of computers all day. So now we got to change that narrative and say, we're going to work on our circadian rhythms, which is your biological clock. It's time to take the snacks, the cookies, the processed foods out of their hands, replace them with something that they're going to enjoy that'll be similar, but it's coming from your home. You're creating it. We're not saying go into the store and find a replacement. We're saying get in that kitchen, bring it back to home. So, y'all need to start learning about fasting, learning about how to fast for a certain amount of time, intermittent fasting, learning the circadian rhythm so you know when to eat and what not to eat, when not to eat, and actually doing it with your children. Children are going to do 90% of what you do and 10% of what you say. So actions, actions, actions. That's what we got to do. We got to take it back home. Grandma made cookies. We shouldn't be at the bakery at Publix trying to get them from there. Grandma knew how to make them from scratch, and there was only 5 ingredients in there. You understand me? So we got to get back to that.
Definitely, definitely. I'm really rocking with that. So what my piece is here, going to the children, is that billionaires often invest in cartoons that change minds. I'm gonna say that they're programming their future customer when they create cartoons, when they create colors, when they create characters, when they create serials, when they create video games. That's strictly what they're doing. Cartoons aren't really for entertainment and fun. I'm not really seeing a lot of, I don't know when the last time you guys watched like a cartoon that your child was watching. It's genuinely just not funny. It's genuinely just not funny. You know what I mean? I remember being a child, I think a couple times, like some Tom and Jerry. I think they did some clown ass shit and it was pretty funny. It was decent. But nowadays, cartoons are built to shape values, influence habits, and introduce products early. They're building buyers via the cartoons. They're not telling anyone else's side of the story. They're also giving you history, things to believe in, ways to spend your money, ways to react with the law, right? Never in cartoons or even, a little anime action, whatever. There's rarely a good interaction between a young black child and an officer seen out there. You know what I mean? We're always fed like the fear mongering side of things. When we grow up in the neighborhoods, it's always fuck the police. Honestly, it's buck with the police, fuck the police. We all came up a certain way. I'm not saying that's all the way in the cartoons, but it's in the messaging for the teenagers when they get into teenage soap operas, whatever. Anyway, all the shows are built the same. So from my end, everything that you can do with AI animation, sound, images, animation, sound, short films, faceless, whatever. Us parents, we now have the power in our hands to teach our children how to make our own cartoons and our own comic books and our own short films and whatever we need to see, right? It's definitely in our hands. It's definitely time to look that direction when it comes to artificial intelligence. And we laid that shit out so clean in the beginning of the benchmark to where You can just simply learn artificial intelligence, robotics, and software and what it is and what's going on. You get a general consensus of how to use it in homeschooling. What is an AI tutor? What is a large language model? How do you teach a large language model? And then we go into the 8-day incubator where you start to learn, high level skills, because some people in like Tokyo or something, they just sold 7 million in a day by deploying a clone into a live feed. Like, I wish I would have had my game tight right now and I would have just deployed a clone here, because it's what I know how to do. And just because I know how to do it, we teach in a benchmark day one AI incubator. My team can say, yeah, that's exactly what this motherfucker did. Like, it's clone yourself, your voice, and your likeness, right? All the way up into developing digital products like this. Oh, I got a product, I got a book, give me a cover, give me a description, put it on the Shopify, give me a link, give me some AI automation, and sell what you got going on. The age of acceleration, the quantum quickening, right? It's definitely in the palms of our hands. So I would say to the parents, make your own cartoons at home. It'll make you bond with your children anyway. Turn your children into characters, give them a storyline. Have fun, base characters on the family, friends, relatives, and then you all put in the comic book or put in the cartoon what you'd like them to learn, right? I can see Lady Key and Aiden and Mage putting together a healthy children's book. Same thing with J to J, you know what I'm saying? Law for children, walking in the children's way. That's easy. Bookkeeping and banking with Tanea's latest cartoon. That, Lady Key kind of said it. They're going to watch what you do, right? But then, same thing J said, they always going to, look through the internet at the speed of a thumb. So why not create that own realm around? Not to put them in a fucking bubble. I would hate bubble kids, but letting them know that their realm is actually in the control in the palm of their hands. Just because they watch, something with the synaptic feedback of Coco Melon, like, just make your own Coco Melon at home. If you need red, blue, green, super flash dash here, put yourself right here on Midjourney, put your own face, put it in multiple colors, and let it bounce around. You talk to yourself, right? Same thing with smart toys and a movement that we need to move forward with when it comes to like Grace Bodic, smart toys. Like I always say, the latest and greatest right now is OpenAI did a deal with Mattel that made up Barbie and Ken dolls. They're adding artificial intelligence into these dolls so that they can play back. All right. So that'll be my piece right there. D. Simone, what's your message to the children? Leon and Tanea, you ended off with how you speaking about what you have going on to the youth. What you would say to the parents, to the youth, and then we'll round out after Tanea. Go ahead, D. Simone.
Okay, cool. So for me, what I am definitely teaching my kids is the freedom of speech, right? The freedom of speech, and then also knowing that how to respond in certain situations, how to definitely assess the room, or even understand how you should react when certain things happen, or emotionally regulating. Okay. And so figuring out what is their trigger awareness as far as why may they feel a certain way, or why they may respond that way, and how to just basically redirect them. And when it pertains into walking in the private with my children, we are learning about the land. Honestly, we are learning about the land that is rightfully ours. We are learning that through the transition of death, that you can own something that your family left you, right? And so what we are just processing right now is that legacy is generational, and being able to be around certain types of people and expounding their mind into learning different cultures, That's another thing that I am teaching them, is to get familiar with different cultures so that they don't develop a sense of hate for different people that may not look like them, and knowing how to respond, or even just to express themselves if they, may not like the way someone treated them. Or we're still working on it. Don't get me wrong, we're still working on it, but just learning and teaching them that you are beautiful, they are beautiful, we all are beautiful. Let's treat everyone with kindness, but also know who you are and whose you are. So, yes.
Nice, Leon. How do you coach your children? What are you telling the children about law? Maybe even chess. I know you do your chess thing too, bro. But how are you expressing to the youth nowadays, especially in this new wave, this new era?
Now, let me take my glasses off, because this is my favorite subject right here. Motherfucking shit. Because you motherfuckers out here, boy, I'm trying to tell you. Let me just start. Let me start the right way, right? Because when I tell you, and this goes into what you are feeding your child, and I ain't talking about just in their belly. I'm talking about what you putting in their minds, what you putting before them in their eyes, what you putting into their ear holes. All right. Now, my partners have said some very key words that I wanna make some distinguishments about. Responding versus reacting. All right. Most of us, and when I say us, me included, because I've been there before, when we have these encounters with the police, we react. Totally different from responding. Responding is having an actual strategy. The feds watching. Okay. All right. Look, responding. Responding is when you actually have a strategy. Okay, it's when you know what you're doing. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to plug myself and to give you an actual visual. If you go to my page, which is Helping Our Inner City Read on all social medias, you're going to see a video where there's a 17-year-old minor, and she was actually being hemmed up. Now, her parents, as well as her aunties, all the adults in the community were around. And guess what they were doing? They were filming the whole encounter. All right. And when as they were filming the encounter, the only person that they were talking to was the cop. What are you doing? Don't do her like that. Nobody said anything to this child on how she needs to be responding to this interaction. Literally, the little girl could have had her life taken right there before them, and nobody had the tools or the wherewithal to actually tell this little girl she needs to calm down. She needs to breathe. She needs to emotionally regulate herself. She needs to have situational awareness. She needs to actually make sure that she knows what to do. And a lot of y'all are simply feeding your children this music and these videos. And guess what? When they have these encounters, they're going to react. And that's what the little girl did. She jerked away. She resisted arrest. She was obstructing official business. And y'all seem to not know that these are actual charges that your child is going to have that is going to impact them later on in life, not only in the career field, but actually in actual reality. You're doing something to their mental. All right. You can even go on my page to see kids reciting death. I'm talking about word for word. And y'all think this is cute. Y'all think y'all say words like, oh, she turned. Oh, she lit. Look at her. She know all the words. You feeding them, and y'all worried about prom and graduation, and the children might not even make it there. All right. That's how serious it is for your children to know what the law is and how to respond instead of reacting in these situations. So make sure y'all get y'all ass in this benchmark, because that's the stuff that I'm teaching. I'm teaching you about loopholes in the law. I'm teaching you how to respond versus react. I'm teaching you how to make sure that you know what your rights are, so that you have a strategy when you actually come into these encounters with the police. Most of y'all never seen anybody sue the police department. Most of y'all never seen anybody actually go file a complaint on an officer. Most of y'all have only seen what they show us, which is us reacting to the situation versus responding to the situation. You don't see too many black men or women who are calm enough because they know exactly what they're doing. Most of us have no idea what we're doing, so we're simply reacting, and that can be fatal.
Definitely, bro. He gassed it, boy. That's why I had to rub them glasses real quick. Yeah, so same thing for you, Tanea. You know, the children and the youth that you're able to influence nowadays. What would you tell them about budgeting, watching your money? Because that's a lot of things we don't ever learn that shit elementary, middle, high school. You're not learning financial literacy, budgeting, business budgeting, LLCs, S corp, C corp. You're not learning that shit in school at all. That's something that you have to go and find yourself. So how could you impact the youth? Of course, guys, via the parents of the benchmark, but we want them to make sure that they can get this wisdom and be able to pass it down seamlessly, especially when we're all teamed up like the Avengers and the benchmark. What do you got, Tanea? Honeybee the bookkeeper.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so happy that you brought up the point that we are absolutely not learning this in school. We're not learning about credit. We're not learning about trust funds. We're not learning about retirement funds. We're not learning about life insurances that pay you. We don't learn about any type of financial literacy in school. Like, it's literally like J to J says, it's a pipeline. They teach you how to go to school and then go to prison. So we're not learning any type of financial literacy. One of the things that I would be teaching and talking to the youth about is financial literacy, is learning everything that you can about credit, about currency, about cash, and even starting a business, right? I think people sleep on business, and especially with this new big, beautiful bill, is that there are so many tax breaks, y'all, if you have a business. And it is important that the structure of your business is proper. Okay, if you want to get these tax breaks, it's also important that you have a bookkeeper, because if you're not filling out your paperwork correctly, then it don't count. Okay, so it's important that we're reading the fine print of our paperwork and make sure that we are filling it out correctly. But I would absolutely start your kid out with a lemonade stand. You know what I'm saying? They can start small. Let them write their own comic book like we were talking about. And definitely teach them how to keep their eyes on their bread, okay? Keep your eyes on the honey, okay? Definitely start a business, keep your eyes on the honey, and yeah, that'll be what I'll be teaching the young ones.
All right, I got a little action. Team, if y'all could look on your Instagram page and see if you got any questions. I have questions from my Instagram really quick. I have Bolo Swaffery, okay? I think you're looking for Leon's Instagram you're looking for Leon's Instagram. It's going to be Helping All Inner City Read. You'll see a book. His acronym is HAIR. HAIR, my dog, HAIR. Helping All Inner City Read, okay? Person responding, resisting arrest, No major questions out there in the public on my side. On YouTube, Frank says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's a bookkeeper as well, I think. Okay, blessings. Only the woken will understand. All right, y'all. We don't ever want to keep you up all night thinking about these things. You know what I'm saying? When it get late like this, man, y'all better sleep, man. Y'all better sleep on it. Sleep on the wisdom. I know it's fun. I know that's our favorite thing to go in, but really sleep with this on your mind, and hopefully you dream about it, because this is something that is going to come into, fruition into real life. This is what's really happening. So it's another great, what is it? Late Wednesday, almost about to be Thursday morning here, but it's always an excellent day, excellent night, especially when you are with the Benchmark team. So team, go ahead. Where can we find you? Leave them with a powerful quote. If you got a quote, if you got a tagline, y'all light them up. J to J. Final quote of the night.
My final quote of the night is there is power in preparation.
Mhm. Where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me at Jada J Speaks on Instagram and Jada J TV on YouTube. Also, don't forget you have approximately 19 minutes and that the gateways open up on DerekGrace2.com from 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. $36 everything on the site.
Lady Key.
Alrighty. It's your girl, Lady Key, LADIE_KEI on the gram, and Lady Key everywhere else. My words for tonight would be go have uncomfortable conversations after this call. Speak to whoever in your family that you're not speaking to right now that you know is a golden ticket to where you're trying to go have that uncomfortable conversation, make it work, and get to it. Like she said, preparation is everything, and that's what we're preparing for now. Your preparation, because we're over here prepared. So go to the website www.daregrace2.com and grab everything for just $36 while supplies last.
Yeah, y'all see it scrolling behind on the bottom of the screen, y'all. I think DG already opened up the floodgate, so go pick it up probably right now. You know what I mean? So, Honeybee, the bookkeeper, where can we find you? What's your last quotable of tonight's live?
All right, y'all. So I am on Instagram and TikTok at honeybee_the bookkeeper, and I am on YouTube at Life with Honeybee. And you guys be powerful on purpose.
Nice. So you already know, man, the headquarters, man, the captain himself, man, Spin City, the AR architect. You know what we up to, man. We building new domains, new worlds, new cities, new towns, new streets, new ideas, man. Use your AI imagination. You know what I mean? To make this shit happen. All right. Peace, love, and light. Hope y'all getting everything that y'all do deserve. Need someone take us on out of here, man. We better sleep, right?
So, hello everyone. It's your girl Dejanay Simone. You can find me on Instagram at DEJHANACYMONE_. And the last thing that I would say to you guys is go ahead and get access to your digital sovereignty so that you can get access to the benchmark so your past does not become your children's burden.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Peace from the benchmark team. Somebody will be, saying, be able to help.
What about Leon?
Hold on, goddamn it, shit.
Did I miss him? I miss your quote.
You better cut him.
Oh, my bad, bro. I do be skipping y'all. That's the second time I did it to Derek the other day. Yeah, go ahead, Leon. Clean us up, man. That's all I ask you.
Spin better go to sleep.
That's why I'm not gonna put on a bonnet.
You better not go to sleep. Shit, that motherfucker is stay your ass up. Shit. But nah, y'all. You can find me at Helping All Inner City Read under all platforms. Make sure that y'all get yourself a lawyer card. All right, that is my product that has all your rights on there to act as a deterrent when you have your encounters with the police. It is a teaching tool for your family. And as they have politely reversed my whole thing around, and I like how they did it. All right, but I'm gonna go with my original shit, which is make sure your ass don't sleep because your family cannot afford it. Peace.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We didn't reverse it, man. It's just that was D Simone ass on another live, man. So y'all go ahead and click the link. Y'all see the link going by. We'll leave it up for another 60 seconds while we sit here and politic amongst each other, man. Another good night. Y'all visit that thegracebenchmark.com. We are in there. You got artificial intelligence, robotics, and software. You got mental health. You got parenting, intersexual dynamics. You got health. You got herbs. You got wellness. You got sleep. You got banking. You got motherfucking walking in the process.
All right.
Man,
Yeah.
Leon.
It's the hand.
Leon, I feel like cleaning some baseboards tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. Oh
Don't.
shit.
All righty, guys, go ahead on and click the link. Go
Right.
ahead on to www.derekgrace2.com where you can get the benchmark for just $36. My apologies. Go on to thegracebenchmark.com. You can go to either one. It's up there. And just get in for 36 bucks. Save your family today, not tomorrow. Okay? So we love y'all and we will catch y'all on the next one. Peace, love, and light.
Peace.
All right,
Peace.
y'all.
See you
Peace.
tomorrow.
Peace.
I'll find me a baseboard.
I know Derek got plenty of them motherfuckers in there. Shit.
How do I
Jay,
get off?
Jay almost got flued out.
Smooth out, huh? How do you stop this? Oh, Derek has to stop it out.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
Derek got
All
stopped.
right. Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all. Peace.